Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Audio bandwidth for the Daily GizWiz is provided by AOL Music and Spinner.com, where you can get free MP3s, exclusive interviews, and more. Video bandwidth for the Daily GizWiz is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com. It's time for the Daily GizWiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1163 for Wednesday, August 25th, 2010, the Diamond Weather Station.
And now, get ready for Dick.
Middle of the week, it's Wednesday. Hit that non-theme theme.
It's Wednesday.
I don't have a Wednesday song, really.
Theme Day.
I could sing the Monday song over again.
No!
It's Wednesday.
Theme Tree Wednesday, the show you cannot hum.
There's no way.
The day when there's no theme.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, theme-free Dickie.
Leo, how you doing?
Fantastic, sir. How are you? I'm still cleaning the bubbles out of my screen, however.
That's 24 hours now you've been doing that.
I'll get them all one day.
You know, I went to an exhibit that you would have loved. It was the W.C. Fields Peregrinations and Pettifoggery exhibit at the Lincoln Center for Performing Arts Library.
Peregrinations and Pettifoggery. I know her well.
You know what, Leo? The funny thing is, I thought back in his day that things were so easy. You know, like one of the reasons I love the Daily Giz was I love TWiT. There are very few rules, no regulations. We just have fun.
Right.
And I thought back in those days, it would have even been looser, you know,
sure.
the movie industry now. So I'm looking through documents from his day, and there's a letter from W.C. Fields to Max Sennett that I'm so disappointed that you edited my comedy without consulting me in any way, added scenes that do not belong, and then just send me a note saying the movie is finished. I would love to work with you more, but we have to actually work together.
Wow.
And I would have thought, you know, and there was another one, a permission slip from a studio with 19 signatures, authorization to reshoot a scene.
19 signatures.
You know, well, I mean, I exaggerate. There's probably 5 studio signatures.
Wow.
But the reason the scene had to be reshot, and it was that Mr. Fields thinks this visual joke will work better if an ambulance is used instead of a car. So, you know, I would have thought he would have had the clout to just say,
We're doing it again.
Yeah, we're doing it again. We're doing it again.
Isn't that interesting? No, whenever there's big bucks involved, I think it gets a little tricky, of course.
I guess. And then I wrote down one thing that was a quote of his I thought was very funny. You know, he made silent films back when they were done here in New York City. They used to have studios out in Queens, studios in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And W.C. Fields said, I couldn't get a job in a silent movie until I landed a talking part on Broadway. It's probably true, too.
Oh, I'm sure it is true.
Oh, yeah, he's on Broadway. I guess he can be in a silent film.
He can be silent. Well, you know, there was a wonderful movie that was made some years ago about Charlie Chaplin that documented those early days of Max Sennett and so forth. And it really was still, I think, a magical time, as it is when you begin any new medium, like podcasting.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, but I am surprised to hear that there was bureaucracy even in the early days.
Yes, in the early 1930s.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, just don't let any of that creep into the TWiT cottage.
Well, wait a minute. Do you have a permission slip for this show? Hey, where is that exhibit? I'd love to see that.
You know what, Leo? It's going to actually, if you're watching us live, you can still see it. If you're not, it ends August 21st.
Oh, too bad. I missed it because, as you know, I don't watch the show live. I only watch the download.
I know you do. I know
Yeah.
you do. You're never here for the live part.
No.
And that's one of the miracles of podcasting, that team out there
They-
that use Podcast Shop. It's like the vision of Photoshop.
exactly. They edit me in effectively.
Yeah,
They have
they're
by
amazing.
now, after we've done what we've done, how many? 1,163 shows. They have so many of me saying this and that it's very easy for them to just take the work parts and make a show. They don't need me anymore. I was here for the first 30 or 40. That's all they
That was
needed.
enough.
Yeah.
Do you know about that thing they did with Roger Ebert?
No, what?
Roger Ebert, has terrible.
He had cancer, I think, didn't he? And he can't
of
speak.
the mouth.
Yep.
Yes. Well, they have enough data from all the reviews he's done that he can type sentences and the computer can say it almost in his voice.
Wow. I've heard about this. I haven't heard it. Does it sound pretty good?
I did. I saw a little thing on a news program, and after the demo, he said he's just thrilled by the technology because it
Wow.
almost makes him feel like he can talk again.
Isn't that amazing? Oh, I love
Yeah, it
Roger
is.
Ebert. He's very active on Twitter. In fact, he's a good friend of Andy Anatko of the
Oh.
Chicago Sun. So we were hoping maybe to get him on a Mac Break Weekly using his new voice. I think that would be so much fun.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I met him a few times at movie premieres, and he's a big Mad fan. He wrote a couple of Mad forwards for Mad books.
Doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
No,
sense
he's
of humor. Really great guy. Well, that's neat. Well, maybe someday they can do that for me, and I could just sit back and reap the
Isn't that what
dollar
they do now?
remuneration without any work.
I have something fun from a company you like. You
Okay.
probably have stuff from them.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon
I
Scientific.
love them. I love them.
Okay.
I have the weather clock that you recommended a few episodes back.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the Oregon Scientific? I need one of those glare filters for this. The Oregon Scientific. Let me get it a little better here. This is. I'm trying to get the lights out of it. There we are. Okay. It lights up with the times on the side.
Yeah.
Come on, over here. Digital time and atomic clock. And, I never heard of this company, Swarovski crystals.
Oh,
Did you know
yeah,
that?
I do. They're very famous crystals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they use their crystals. They have the sun. I can't
It's
do
very
this without
pretty.
getting all the
Well, it's very
glares.
shiny. That's,
It's very shiny.
So is it a
it's
weather
big-
clock with Swarovski crystals?
Exactly. And,
Wow.
and it has the icons for sun, cloudy, rain. Then there's a digital clock on the side. And if you want to change it quickly, you go to indoor temperature, outdoor temperature, time. But Leah, there's very, let me just run my hand over it again there. Every time you hear a thing, it's changing the display. I mean, it does it every 5 seconds on its own. But if you suddenly want to know the time, you run a hand over the top. So it's atomic clock.
I love this. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. I put it in the window. No, it's not getting the atomic thing. So I put it higher in the window because I live in a basement apartment. So I get it above street level. Can't find it. Take it out in the yard. I'll leave it over 24 hours.
That's what I have to
No.
do with mine.
Yeah. Well, Leah, 24 hours later, there's still no atomic
Oh.
time. And I'm sitting there going, this clock is not going to beat me. I know I have a lot of Oregon Scientific stuff, so I know, it's got to work. So I'm reading the box, and it says, colorful display, COLOUR.
Oh, they gave you the British one.
I look on the internet, and I see, if you live overseas, get the BAR 1000. If you live in America, get the BAR 1000A.
Oh.
So
they
I
sent you
got
the
the
wrong
overseas.
one.
Yeah, and that's why the clock is good, but it cannot sync with a clock overseas.
It's not that good.
It's not that good. It sells for, you can find on the internet, the list is like 130, but I did a web search and you can find it for about $82 to $85. And it's the Oregon, and it's very funny. Overseas, it's called the Oregon Scientific Crystal Weather Station.
Oh.
In the States, it seems to be the Oregon Scientific Diamond Weather Station. But again, if you live in America, you want the bar
1000A.
A.
Yeah.
And if you live overseas, just the bar 1000. There it
looks
is.
quite beautiful.
There it
That's the Oregon Scientific website. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really.
And of course, they're advertising the bar 1000 for Britain for some reason.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? They are.
Yeah.
That is bizarre, isn't it?
So make sure you get the right one if you buy it.
Yeah, A. If you do a web, and also you get it cheap if you just do a regular web search. You can find the A version, and it comes with one outdoor remote, but it can handle up to 3 outdoor remotes. And Leah, you can see how sleek and thin that clock is. Right. So in the instruction book, and I would love to know who writes these. In the instruction book, it says, "Keep the clock away from liquids. Do not put things such as a vase on top of the main unit."
Oh, well, of course not, darling.
Yeah, honey, I love the way it's so slim and trim. Should we put a vase on top of it?
Maybe not. Maybe not such a good idea.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Swarovski is in Rhode Island, I think. The crystal.
Oh, okay. You know, I thought they were overseas.
No,
because
well, they might be, but they might be, of course. But there's a Rhode Island branch.
Oh, Dennis ran down from upstairs with this missive. I believe Swarovski Crystal made the Times Square ball.
They made the ball. That's right. They did.
Okay.
That drops on New Year's
Mr.
Eve.
Gentleman.
They're famous. They're famous for their crystals.
Famous.
Yes. They
I wondered why last year the ball came down and it had little sunlight, a little sunshine thing.
So does it change? I mean, do you see all 3 weather icons all the time? Or?
You see them unlit, so you can only see one lit at a time. Right now, let me just look at it again. Going to be sunny for the next 20 hours or so. But it's very
really
accurate.
cool.
Showed rain the other day, and about 12 hours later, we had rain. And you know, it keeps pretty good time without the atomic clock. But I mean, if you're buying, you certainly want it to be tuned to the atomic clock.
Well, it's interesting because Oregon Scientific stuff has always been very utilitarian looking, not very decorative. So clearly, they've
this
decided.
is sort of one year they did some stuff from Philip Stark.
Oh, really?
And
wow.
This is like another I guess another venture in that direction of more spiffy
stuff.
Oregon Scientific.
Yes.
And the Diamond Weather Station.
Yes.
Except no substitutes, and whatever you do, don't take the British one. It's horrible. Spell color with a U. Temperatures in centigrade. A letter to the editor.
And this comes from Dan Kokos, K-O-K-K-O-S, Daniel. And he writes, I'm a big fan of gadgets, love the Daily GizWiz, among other Twitch shows. I'm a weekly listener, and I love that you help me keep up with Leo and the latest and greatest gadgets and tech. I've been listening to Leo since Tech TV days.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to the latest Daily GizWiz, and something caught my attention. You talked about Pal Mickey. Remember Pal Mickey?
Pal Mickey. Pal Mickey.
Pal Mickey. Someone.
I know Pal Joey.
Sent us,
Pal
Mickey was they called a plush toy.
Yeah.
That as you walked around the park, emitters would send information to this stuffed toy that would talk to you, and. Someone had said, "Do you have this in Dick's Gadget Warehouse?" And I don't. Well, the letter will help explain more. I happen to know a lot about Pal Mickey. I worked for Disney for the most part of 8 years. Wow. I was in the development and testing for Pal Mickey. I did a lot of analyst work as well as research, engineering, and testing. There's a lot of infrastructure involved. It spans all 4 parks, even shopping areas like downtown Disney. There are infrared emitters all around every area of the park.
Wow.
For example, if you walk into France, Mickey will say something like "Bonjour." This is how we say hello in French.
Oh, that's neat.
It was a lot of It was a lot of fun working on the project. The project managers were spectacular. I don't currently work for Disney, but I do keep up with a lot of what they do. If you ever want to chat, look me up. And he has his own website called thecleverlabs.com. So Daniel, or Dan as he signed it, thank you for telling us more about Pal Leo for Petaluma. Pal Leo.
Paleo. And as you walk
Pal-
around Petaluma, I go, oh, that place is crap. Oh, don't eat there. Oh, my God, that place is awful.
Yes.
Be good.
Yes.
Be
Oh, this
kinda
place will give
grumpy.
you go in this place. They'll give you a discount if you say TWiT.
Yeah.
And we sell them
Oh.
for like $100.
Yeah, that'll work.
And $10 a month service. You know, you got to get people on the
yeah.
$10 a
subscription
month thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
if
where
I
the
ever
money
added
is.
up all the $10 a month things like that.
Exactly. That's where the money is. You know,
Yeah,
maybe
it is.
because we do have a lot of wineries up here, we could have one for the wineries, and it gets drunker and drunker.
That's good.
Hey, you stink.
Oh,
Leo, I love it.
This is where I passed out twice.
Oh, I'm making it worse. You know, I've been ever since the show yesterday with the I love thing. I've been trying to get the bubbles out.
Oh my word! You did make
It
it
got
worse.
worse.
Or is that the bubble game?
Yeah, no, it got worse. You know why? I realize now why they're saying you need to do it in a dust-free environment. Is little tiny pieces of dust get under there, and those are the bubbles you can't get rid of.
Oh,
See, so I don't know. Maybe I don't recommend this. If you're one of those people like me who has, I want it to be perfect. It may be impossible to get this just perfect.
well, you got the first part. No, you were doing good. Just maybe you should just cover the first inch of the screen.
It works
and that'll
great
be
for the first
like-
inch. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it goes downhill.
Leah, how about if you just put that on your eyeglasses so when you look at the screen, it's not reflective?
That's a good idea. There's the solution.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dick,
And I
just
think
thought
they recommend using a Christmas ornament to, what are you holding in your hand?
this is a coaster from
a coaster.
Fezzorama.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I thought that would be a little softer than a credit card. And I don't mind if you steal the Fezzorama credit number because the credit card was a little bit too conspicuous. Dick, we're done for a Wednesday, but tomorrow's Thursday, and I'm sure you have yet another gadget for us.
I do, and I'll be here.
You're not going to wait.
I don't even need you.
You're
in
not going to
between.
wait for that.
DAILY. It's the Daily GizWiz. It's the Daily GizWiz. It's the Daily GizWiz.
It makes its own gravy.
Yeah.